welcome to Hetty Speaks Live. Today is a great day. I'm very, very excited to be here. I'm Dr. Hetty Asiodu. We'll be talking today about what you do after divorce. Most of my clients and some of you, my friends out there, had asked me this question: what do you do after divorce? I'm going to try as much as I can to answer this question, but you have to fill in the gap depending on where you are in the journey of life. Divorce is a very tragic event. It's a very disturbing time of anyone's life that had been involved in it. It is very painful. The pain of divorce is very excruciating. It's unimaginable. Nobody wants to embark in that journey. Nobody wants to find himself in that situation because it's a very devastating situation. In fact, to just simplify it, it's like a death of a relationship without closure. Even though there is no such thing as emergency divorce. There is no divorce that started yesterday and ended today. It's accumulation of situation, accumulation of little bitty things that ripples to magnificent ocean. Became so big that two of you cannot handle it anymore, and you decided to part your way and allow the relationship to demise, to die. If I compare it to a natural death sometimes people have closure for it because the individual probably was chronically sick somehow, maybe 5 years, 6 years. They know that the outcome, sometimes they have life expectancy of 6 months or less, depending on how the disease the individual is going through run its course. Divorce somehow is like that because people go through what they are going through in their relationship. Slowly, stage by stage, it graduated to the point that they had encountered a counselor. They have talked to themselves. They have read books. In my own situation, I read books. I prayed it out. I fasted. We did all I could do. But it could not hold. The center could not hold. So, but what am I saying? I'm saying to say that we all go, people that are involved in divorce cases or in divorce life, they go through it in several ways. It's not the way God wants us to live. The plan of God is for two, man and woman, to marry and live perhaps happily ever after. It's a serious relationship. Marriage is a serious relationship that God has started originally for us to enjoy. But because of our ego, because of our shortcomings, because of our one way or the other, we could not hold it together. And when we find ourselves in a situation where we call it divorce, we allow the relationship to die. We allow the relationship to demise and melt down. The pain becomes painful because it's something that was, relationship that was one unit slashed in half or diced in several pieces. The pain is very, very excruciating. Sometimes one spouse will begin to count all they have done for that, all they have done for that, and anger, bitterness, resentment, all that creep in to the point that it becomes irreconcilable. So the question now is, what do you do when eventually you find yourself in divorce? First of all, understand this, that divorce rate in United States, as far as I know, is between 41 and 60%, meaning that you are not the first one, neither would you be the last one. So I don't want any one of you to be hitting your head, woe you, and all that. No. Today we are talking about what to do. What you have to do, whether you are the man, whether you are the woman, you have to do something, because divorce is not the end of life. Your life must continue because you have some other stuff in life to pursue and accomplish. So after divorce, what do we do? What do you do? Depending on where you are, I have 5 points, 5 strategies that we have to discuss tonight. I would like for you to be patient with me. Watch this video from beginning to the end. Don't be in a haste. I don't care about that 15 minutes limit or no. Let's exhaust all these 5 points. By the time we do, you will be glad that you waited. You will be glad that you watched this, because it may not happen to you, but you know someone that you can cancel tomorrow. You know someone that you will tell a word that you have heard me say tonight. I am not saying it because I read it. I'm saying what I have lived and liberated and able to stand in front of you today to tell you that it is possible for you to live your life again after divorce. And the first thing you have to do, the very first thing you have to do, is to learn to forgive. You may say, oh, here she comes again with forgiveness. Yes, forgiveness is not as easy as sit down and eat your food. It's not. It's a very hard thing to do. But it does not come immediately. It does not start right away. As soon as it happens, there, bam, I forgive you, I forgive you. No. But you have to have it in your mind. You have to have some kind of, not so open-minded, but know that there should be room for forgiveness. Forgiveness for yourself and forgiveness for your partner. Forgiveness for any other person that you think were involved in the demise of your marriage. Because you cannot say, I know for sure that nobody that was involved in divorce had their partner in mind. Only they know other people that that had contributed to the demise of their relationship. So you have to learn to forgive them. But before you do forgiveness, inside forgiveness, you have to feel yourself, feel the pain. Allow yourself to feel the pain. There is pain of anger, there is pain of anxiety, there is pain of regret, pain of frustration and depression. Those are the pain. When you think about these few things that I just pointed out, they are serious, excruciating pain. Because you're angry about the whole situation. You are very anxious of tomorrow. What are you going to do to yourself, to your children? How are you going to, what would you tell your family? In my own case, I had fear of telling my parents. What will I tell my parents? I'll bring shame to my parents. What will my friends say? What will that anxiety of being alone, fear of rejection, and all that? You see, you have to feel all that. Allow yourself to feel your emotion. It's important to feel yourself, because if you don't feel yourself and resolve this, you will not heal. You will not heal. You will not come to the level of forgiveness. So it is important that in your forgiveness, feel your pain. The Bible said that, be angry but sin not. Why I mention anger is because the Bible also said that anger lies in the bosom of the fool. You are already rejected. You are already divorced. Don't be the fool. Be the first to forgive. Because when you forgive, when you grow to the level of forgiveness, what you are doing now, you have set yourself at the pedestal. You put yourself above. You set yourself on the mountain. Unforgiveness brings you down to the level of a beast. And guess what again? Unforgiveness will not give you room to focus for tomorrow. Unforgiveness will not let you release yourself to think about what you will do for your kids, what you will do for yourself, what you will do. You cannot function. Your performance will be too low. So you must learn to forgive. You must try, have it in your bucket list that one thing I must do first is to forgive whoever and everyone. If you don't, you will bring sickness and disease to yourself. Because what it does, divorce affects you physically, emotionally, psychologically. It affects you financially. Your job performance will be absolutely poor. I remember when at the initial stage of my divorce, I could not do anything. But when I have to go to work to provide for my children, I have to still go to work to care for other people. I have patients to take care of. But what I do is, in the performance of my duties, I pray to God, say, Lord, please help me to go through this so I can take care of people effectively, daily, until I heal enough to say, I forgive everybody. And also, don't forget that you must forgive yourself. Because in every relationship is, we are partners. And for a marriage to break down to the point of divorce, it's not one person, it's two people. Two of you started it, two of you broke it. Somehow, you had a part to play in it, he has a part to play in it. So forgive them and forgive yourself. That's number one, period. I took so much time to talk about this because this has to do, without forgiveness, you can move on to other stuff. Okay, we got this nailed. The next one that other people, most people, I can't tell you enough. I've heard my clients, some of them come in, they pouring out is, how can I get back to them? How can I make them suffer? No, you can't do that. Two wrongs cannot make it right, no. Even Christ himself said, when they hit you on one cheek, turn the other cheek. No, that does not mean you have to be a doormat. No, you cannot. You cannot. But what I'm asking you, the second thing you must do is forget completely, delete the word revenge. Do not revenge. Do not avenge yourself. Again, my favorite book said that vengeance belongs to God. He was the only witness, despite the fact that you have told everybody that needs to hear your own version of the story. But it was only God that was there behind the door that knew what happened to the marriage he created. Okay? So, do not think about revenge in any form or fashion. Because revenge brings you again down to the level of a beast. If you're wise enough, you will walk away from revenge. Wish them well, wish them good, send them goodness and kindness. That's all you need to do. Because what revenge does is this. You might think that you are avenging your partner, but your vengeance might not be unlimited to him. It spreads like a disease. The children are affected, your family affected, somehow you will be affected as well. You see why it is important not to not consider it. Do not even consider revenge. Don't do it. Delete it. You must not do it. Okay? That's number 2. Let's move on to number 3. The third thing you must do after divorce. It's a bad thing. Divorce is not good at all if you have to avoid it. Anyhow you can avoid it, anyhow you can make peace, resolve it, and stay together. That's my preaching. That's what I'm advocating. Stay together. Stay together. But again, God does not like ugly. You cannot stay in a abusive relationship. Male, female, it does not matter. Female abuse male, male abuse male. Human being, the Bible said, the heart of man is desperately wicked. I mean, so if you cannot allow yourself to be abused and broken completely, because you cannot manifest yourself. You can be who God wants you to be. So if it's not giving you your life, it can come to an end somehow, one day. It does not matter, because a lifeless relationship, a relationship that has nothing to offer you is nothing. You see, most people, they are already divorced because divorce did not start on the paper. It's not the day you sign the paper that divorce started. Divorce started already in your heart. Deep down in your heart, you have separated yourself. You have gone your separate ways. You have been living a different life. You've been living different lives before the paper, before the world come to know that you're not married. So, with that said, I'm going to give you number 3. Because you've been through a lot. Perhaps you have children, small or old. Perhaps you have a job. You have other things that are pulling you apart, feeling your attention, needing your attention, things that you have to do. Remember, you have dreams. Remember, you have goals. Remember, you have those things you desire inside of you while you were there, and you couldn't bring it out. Now that you are free, you have to find yourself. Number 3 is find yourself. Find yourself and define yourself. Put yourself in the corner and ask yourself, what do you want? Figure out who you are. Recreate yourself. This is not the time to be everywhere and anywhere, talking to 1,001 people, looking for sympathy from here and there. No. If you're talking to somebody that will speak life into you. Somebody that you know that the words that will come out of their mouth will be healing and soothing to you. That will propel you into your new life, healed and whole. You don't want to give your attention and your ear to everybody, because you cannot find yourself. It is only you at this time that will discover who you are, what you want, and what you expect from life. See, what I do in my practice, I ask my clients, I said, now that you are no longer married, what do you want to do with yourself? This is a broad question, and it requires a thorough self-evaluation and self-searching. I want you to be very honest to yourself, because this will determine your moving forward or moving backward, or being miserable all your life. So, what do you want? Do you want to stay the way you are, where you are, during your marriage? Or do you want to downsize lower? Or do you want to elevate yourself? These are 3 levels. You have to figure out where you want to be. Because if you want to downsize yourself, so most times Some people will decide, oh, this is the time to sell the house. This is the time to buy this. This is the time to do that. This is the time to do that. No, 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 no. First of all, stay still. Figure out who you are. Figure out what you want to do and how you're going to get there. Get yourself in the right state of mind. This is not an easy task. This is not an easy journey, because a lot of voices are screaming out on you. Some people, they create a vacuum. This is the time that voices are telling you, a lot of people are telling you, oh, you've been divorced for a long time, it's been 1 month, it's been 2 months, you need somebody because you can be lonely. No, you need to be alone right now to find out who you are. Any attempt to embark in any other relationship now, before you find out who you are, what you're doing with yourself, you have to figure out who you are. And by the time you figure out who you are, healing begins. You don't want to jump from here into another relationship with your weeping pain, weeping wound. Because all these things they are telling you, suggesting for you, shoving into your mind, is to put a band-aid over there. There is no vacuum. There is no vacuum. There is no vacuum, because you came whole, you have to make yourself whole again before you move on to life again. So find yourself, teach yourself self-love. Love yourself. When you find yourself, love yourself. Discipline yourself. Okay? You have to discipline yourself. There's no room for self-neglect. Don't sit down and whip everybody's sympathy or self-pity. Don't stage a pity party for yourself. This is the time to find yourself. Stay strong, stay courageous, stay bold, and force yourself. Oh my gosh. I hate it when I see people announcing themselves, I'm so single, I'm so divorced, no! So what? It's life journey. You find yourself, other things happen. People embark in tragic sickness, tragic disease, things do happen, and divorce is one of those journeys. Okay? So it's not the end of life. It happened to people before. They recovered from it. So you will. So quit talking. Quit begging for sympathy or pitying yourself. Find out who you are and how to manage yourself. Discipline your mouth. Discipline your body. Discipline your mind. Give yourself self-love, self-respect. Clean up yourself. Take yourself to the level you want to before you begin to seek for other relationships. Okay? So that is number 3. Number 4. Number 4 is to broaden your horizon. You see, when you find yourself in this situation, this is an opportunity for you to spread out. Look inside yourself. I always tell people, you don't have to have one profession. You don't have to. Because you maximize your potential. You cannot do that by yourself. You tap into people that knows more than you. This is time to seek more knowledge. I did that. For me to talk to you today, I worked hard on myself. I worked so hard on myself. Do I have children? Yes, I do. I gave them what they need. Tell them, be quiet and calm. Mommy have to study. Mommy has to do what mommy needs to do. Okay? So there is no room to waste time now. Learn new things. If you have a job, find how you can do that job and make yourself proficient in that job. Be a valuable person in your job. Create room for improvement. You can learn other stuff. Take lectures, read books, enlarge your mind, broaden your horizon, look for other things. When you go to parking lots, car lots, there is no section for divorced people, meaning single men and single women. No. The same price married people pay, the same price you will pay. You following me? So, my point is, create a job if you can find it. Don't wait for people to be sorry for, don't you know? No. That's belittling yourself. It's not a title. Single man, single, what do you call it? Single mother or whatever. It's not a title, okay? It is not a title. So don't drag it like a title. Drop it. Get yourself together. Learn new skill. And go to clubs. Perfect your language. Perfect your skill. When I mean club, I mean there are professional clubs that will educate you. Learn business. Learn news. I learned a lot of stuff. I created a lot of stuff in that short period of time. And that will give you confidence. When you see what you have done, what you have accomplished, and what you're doing, when you see you have foresight, you see and you know where you're going, that will give you the confidence, self-confidence that you need. But if you leave yourself like that, at the same level where they found you, or you find yourself in a situation where you are losing what you already have. That's very, troubling. So enlarge, broaden your horizon. Teach your brain how to accommodate new stuff. When you do that, what it does is it creates a paradigm shift in your mind. You begin to see life differently. You begin to see your world differently. You begin to see new things. You won't have time to dwell on loneliness. You won't have time to dwell on. You create a class for yourself. Because before you, let me tell you, before you go out to socialize, make sure you get yourself together, or else you will find yourself in worse situation than you were before. I don't care whether you're a man, I don't care you're a woman, the same thing goes to both of us. You follow me? So that's what you must do. Stretch your mind, stretch your brain, stretch your body, discipline yourself, broaden your horizon. What is there for you? Go get it. Okay? This you must do. The last but not the least. Okay? Now, you have forgiven. You've learned to forgive, moving on right along. You did not avenge yourself. You did not avenge nobody. You did not throw stone on nobody. You got that together. God is working. Now, in all these things that I have listed, forgiveness, forget about vengeance, find yourself, broaden your horizon, you must pray. You must pray, because you cannot do divorce by yourself. There has to be a God behind you that you're talking to him every time. My favorite Bible verse that brought me through was, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. He gave me the strength. He gave me the strength. He gave me the strength. He gave me the grace. He gave me the grace. He gave me the power to persevere and be persistent in everything that he had given me, to pursue them with knowing that He is behind me. Sometimes I get tired. Sometimes I get overwhelmed. I still cry. I said, you said you will never leave me. You will never forsake me. Help me, God. Help me, God. It's not big prayer. Simple talk to God. Help me, help me. Guide me, guide me. Direct me, direct me. Oh, I'll tell you, I would have burned myself up. This is another day I will tell my life story. But today, let's focus on what you must do. You must do these 5 things. The last one, as you're praying, trusting God, you have to, at a point, get up, get out, and get social. Get up, get out, and get social. You have, because you're a living being. All of us, we human beings, we are social people. It's not a jail sentence, okay, my brother? It's not a jail sentence, my sister. You have to, at a point, smile to others when they smile to you. So find some social places that you can go, or you can create social places and let people come to you, but you have to socialize. One thing that I tell people in your socialization, be absolutely careful. I'm not saying go out and start hunting, because there are people out there looking for who to devour, if I put it that way, you understand? So get up, get out, and get social does not mean that everybody are on the same level. Depending on the kind of marriage you had, depending on how bad or how your divorce went, you might not be ready. Or depending on your personality, your kind of person, who you are, you might not be ready now to get up, get out, and get social. You know that. That's why I said before, find yourself. So you figure that out, whether this is the time for me to get out. But just know that at a point, you must get up, get out, and get social. Socialize with people, because what that does, it helps with healing as well. It helps with healing. You will not shrivel, you will not dry up like wood. It helps you to grow. You get robust again. Your blood flows from your head down again to your feet. You become lively when you mix up with people. I'm not saying to misuse yourself. I'm not saying to give up yourself, because I have met people that when they are get up, get out, and get social means to spread themselves out right there. They spread themselves out there because, oh, I'm not supposed to. They feel like the time is too short or the time is too long. This is enough to gather everybody. And then you end up spreading yourself too wide to the point that you bring back regrets to yourself. You begin to feel, you go back to square one again. Anger, regret, frustration. Anger, regret, frustration. Because you have given out yourself again to several people without being ready for it. When you are ready for it, not by time limit. It doesn't have to be 1 month, 5 months, 5 years, 10 years. No, it doesn't. You want to get it right when the time is right, with no regret, so you can be happy. And happy. If you get married, fine, happily ever after. But it would be tragic for you to carry the burden of your past into your present. That's misery. And then you're taking it to somebody who has nothing to do with your past. So, do the best you can to practice consciously these 5 strategies. In fact, 6, because you must pray, you must include God inside it, because He will be the one to empower you to when you need Him most. Okay, so, but overall, I'm going to wrap this up quickly. I've been trying to wrap it up since. But overall, love yourself. Learn to forgive. Speak life to yourself. Figure out that you are a human being, that you have so many things to do, regardless the blow of life. Don't hold yourself hostage that it's your fault all the way. No, it isn't. It's a life occurrence. It happened to others, it happened to you, and you are not the last one. Okay? So cheer up, get up, be all you are called to be. And God bless you all, and we will talk again next week. Bam, bam, bam. Bye.